Hello friends, welcome back to Ratio Analysis lecture series. Friends, today we shall discuss another type of coverage ratio, interest coverage ratio. Points which we are going to discuss are its meaning, formula and application with EBIT and EBITDA, objective, standard ratio and interpretation. Lenders are concerned about firms' ability to repay their loan regularly in the form of interest payment. This ability is presented by the interest coverage ratio. This ratio is calculated from the information available in the profit and loss account. This ratio establishes relationship between EBIT and interest claims. EBIT means earnings or profit before interest and tax, also known as operating income, and it is calculated by deducting operating expenses from gross profit. Here we consider earnings before tax because interest is tax deductible expense. This relationship between EBIT and interest claims tells us how many times the interest charges are covered by profit. Therefore, this ratio is also known as times interest earned ratio, and it is calculated by dividing EBIT by fixed interest charges. Let us now see application of this formula. Here we have data extracted from profit and loss accounts of Indian Oil Corporation Limited and Reliance Industries Limited. Now EBIT is not directly shown in these statements. So we shall take earning before tax and interest, that is finance cost, and after adding these two we will get EBIT. So EBIT of IOC Limited is rupees 29,430.50 and of RIL it is rupees 71,619. Therefore, interest coverage ratio of IOC Limited is rupees 29,430.50 divided by rupees 4,887.98. This comes to 6.02 times, and of RIL rupees 71,619 divided by rupees 16,495. This comes to rupees 4.34 times. You can check interest coverage ratios of these companies in their financials available online by using links given in the description box. You will find that for calculation of interest coverage ratio, companies use formula of EBIT upon interest. But few credit rating agencies and banks normally consider EBITDA, that is earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. Depreciation and amortization amounts are included as these are non-cash expenses. In short, they consider cash operating profit availability for payment of interest. So they calculate interest coverage ratio by dividing EBITDA, that is EBIT plus non-cash expenses, by interest. Let us again calculate interest coverage ratio of IOC Limited and RIL by applying this formula. Already we have calculated EBIT for both, and amount of depreciation and amortization is taken from their respective profit and loss accounts. Therefore, EBITDA of IOC Limited is rupees 37,940.24 and of RIL it is rupees 92,553. Therefore, interest coverage ratio of IOC Limited is rupees 37,940.24 divided by rupees 4,887.98. This comes to 7.76 times, whereas interest coverage ratio of RIL is rupees 92,553 divided by rupees 16,495. This comes to 5.61 times. You can see that this formula is showing better results for both the companies than previous one, as numerator is increased by non-cash expenses. It means this formula helps firms to showcase better financial performance. Objective of this ratio is to measure the interest payment capacity of the firm. It means this ratio measures firm's ability to pay back interest claims. Or we can say this ratio helps lenders to check whether or not the firm has a sufficient profit cushion available to pay back its loan interest in full on time. Generally, lenders use this ratio to check financial soundness of the firm, whereas bankers use it to assess creditworthiness of the firm. And investors can use this ratio to select the best investment options. This ratio is expressed in times. Therefore, it helps to know to what extent a decrease in the profit is acceptable to pay interest liability on time. For example, an interest coverage ratio of 6 times would indicate that even if firm's EBIT goes down to 1/6 of the present level, the available EBIT still can fulfill the interest claims. Ratio of 2 times or more is considered as satisfactory ratio, and this standard differs industry wise. Generally, ratio greater than 1 guarantees interest payment to creditors, but it should not be below 2, as after paying interest, firm has to fulfill other obligations such as payment of loan installment, dividend, other appropriations, etc. Let us now see interest coverage ratios of few well-known companies. So, interest coverage ratio of L&T Limited is 8.91 times, and of Tata Steel it is 3.06 times. Whereas interest coverage ratio of Tata Consultancy Services Limited is 46.72 times, and of Infosys it is 130.45 times. As per document published on CRISIL's views on interest coverage ratio, CRISIL normally follows following pattern for assigning rating to the companies. For your reference, document link is given in the description box. Companies with interest coverage ratio greater than equal to 6 are considered for AAA rating, whereas companies with interest coverage ratio greater than equal to 3 and less than 6 are considered for AA ratings. To companies with interest coverage ratio greater than equal to 2 and less than 3, they assign A ratings. And to companies with interest coverage ratio less than 2 greater than equal to 1.5, they assign BBB ratings, and so on. Please keep in mind that it is not necessary that a company with an interest cover above 6 will always get a AAA rating and vice versa, because interest coverage ratio is just one of the measures CRISIL is applying. For example, Reliance Industries Limited has a AAA rating with interest cover of 4.34 times with EBIT and 5.61 times with EBITDA, because other measures indicate that company is financially very strong. Let us now discuss interpretation of this ratio. Now, if this ratio is too high, it indicates strong interest servicing ability of the firm, but at the same time it shows that firm is not utilizing its debt raising capacity fully. Such firm can raise new debts easily, but because of not taking advantage of financial leverage, firm will not get benefit of increased profit. As a result, earning per share will remain same. And if this ratio is too low, it indicates weak interest servicing ability of the firm. Such firm cannot get new loans because of involvement of high risk of default. Too low ratio also reveals that firm is financially very weak and not able to even make interest payment. Too low ratio discloses that firm may be under pressure of high interest cost due to more debt and less equity in the financing of the assets. This in turn results into higher decline in earning per share. Therefore, it is necessary to maintain proper interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio nearby norms is considered as superb. It indicates good interest servicing ability of the firm with good potential to repay its interest on time. Such firm will be able to get new loans at normal rate of interest due to involvement of less risk of default. Due to use of proper debt equity mix, firm will be able to generate high profits. Consequently, after paying interest, huge amount of profit balance will be available for other payments, and this will help to increase earning per share. So friends, this is all for interest coverage ratio. In our next lecture, we shall start discussing activity ratios. Till then, take care, study well. Thank you.